We're seeing a real change in the market at the moment. Gen Ys are not only asking about where it's come from, they want to know how it was treated in the supply chain and where it's going to at the end of its life. So with Gen Zs coming on after them, that they're going to be more interested in that type of thing. So this is a trend that's not going away. We know that increasingly those consumers are going to want to know every single thing about that product, how the animal was treated, how the garment was made, and whether that product is going to biodegrade in the soil after they dispose of it. Very important thing.
Australian wool has a wonderful story to tell in terms of sustainability, biodegradability and provenance. And that's a big priority for the whole world, but particularly China, who have got a real interest in that now.
As this global consumer interest in product provenance and traceability grows, Australia's The Woolmark Company has plans underway across 60,000 wool growers in Australia to put it in place and to build on the authority of products carrying its world-renowned Woolmark logo. Again, it's all about trust.
The Woolmark scheme is actually a quality assurance scheme, but what we're doing at the moment is we're certifying the garment. And we certify also some yarns and some fabric manufacturers as well. And then it's a matter of shoring up this supply chain integrity scheme that means that we certify every single component of the supply chain. We take it from a wool mark to an Australian apparel mark. We use blockchain as an efficient tool as an efficient ledger, I suppose, a ledger of truth to monitor that all the way up. You know, we think that that's all got huge potential. We started 4 years ago on a program called WoolQ, which is the foundations to that. This is a trading platform from wool growers to the supply chain, and it means that they can communicate their story. It means every wool grower can show video and photos and talk about their property, and that will become the foundations of our supply chain integrity scheme.
Supply chain integrity is also playing a big part in shaping the future of another of Australia's clean, green products. Here on the Mornington Peninsula on the southeast coast of Victoria, wine growers are acutely aware of its importance, especially in the China market. Again, the essential reason is trust. Consumer trust in the brand, trust in its origins, and the need to know the particulars of each brand's story.
My belief in winemaking is minimum intervention. So really, the most important thing for us is to let the land, let the vines do the talking. It's not about winemakers. It's not about what we put in the wine. It's what we're about is about doing everything we can to promote the natural character of the wine. That integrity, if you like, in the winemaking process and in the process of growing our fruit that ensures that we are adopting the most sustainable and natural ways of making our wine. That is critical to us, and everything we do, we're trying to get out of the way and at the end of the day, let the wine do the talking.
Sydney, Australia. We're here for GBI's launch of its own cross-border social media multi-layer distribution channel, and to learn how trust at the very personal level helps build a brand success. Present today are members of the newly formed GBI Leadership Alliance, high-profile distributors from Australia and China, along with influencers, celebrities and key opinion leaders. The occasion marks the launch of a new product, targeted at the millennial market through the trust built by KOLs.
KOLs stand for key opinion leaders, and it's extremely popular in China. And I think there's a reason for it, because today, you know, there's saturated brands in almost every industry and every product that we buy. And there's got to be, you know, you've got to build up the trust from your consumers to the brand. When you have new brands coming to the market, it's important. I mean, advertising not necessarily, you know, is working as much as before. So when you have KOLs, they use the brand. They have a group of followers follow them. And these followers know who they are and they trust their behavior. So I think by engaging these KOLs effectively and doing the right angle commercially, you can definitely gain a lot of influence and success.
It's the trust story again, writ large for a generation who make purchasing decisions based on the word of mouth of their peers and influencers.
粉丝经济的话，在于中国是非常火热的。那实际上，在于美国、澳洲也是非常火热的。为什么呢？因为马上的社会就是个体经济的时代。
The one product range is a range which has been specifically designed for the Chinese consumer. So it is a market that the Bloom's China CEO is chasing, and she's been very instrumental. This is Cindy Zhang. She's been very instrumental in designing a number of products specifically targeted at the 25 to 35-year-old consumer.
晚安胶原这款产品卖得非常的好，不仅仅是因为它有一个比较漂亮的名字，同时它的功效非常的好。它的功效是因为我们有一个专利技术，这个专利技术叫做细胞激活技术。
The GBI Leadership Alliance has another important role as well, to bring together business leaders, health industry experts and key opinion leaders. The aim is to promote cross-cultural collaboration and knowledge sharing.
然后我们希望不仅仅是投资，而更希望做增量、做价值的增量。通过体现是在澳洲当地可以创造更多的就业价值，可以创造出来更多更好的菌株，为澳大利亚当地的益生菌的一些个工厂提供原材料的服务。
Not always just about business. It's just understanding their culture, their lifestyles. Then we can talk about business. That's why we always talk about people-to-people connection is so important.
So it's like any relationship, whether it's a personal relationship, a business relationship, but the same as relationships between countries. You've got to build them on trust and goodwill. And there was a period where there was mistrust. No one's pointing fingers at whose fault that was, but there was a period of mistrust. And I think we need to move on from that. We need to rebuild trust. We need to reset. And as I say, there are some positive steps that have been taken that are starting to reset this relationship.